Hello, welcome. I am Shalon, Self-Love Queen, Passionista, and Emotional Energy Alchemist, and I'm here to help guide you along your self-love journey and navigating the energies at this time. So thank you so much for being here. We're going to be using the Rose Oracle card deck today. I'm just going to start off by clearing some of the energy. As well as I would love to share with you in my group where Queens Unite. We are, for those mamas, teachers, and even students, we are having a live event in my Facebook group where Queens Unite, and I am collaborating with a beautiful soul, Samantha Hawley, who is a journal prompt queen and has shifted and changed her life by using journal prompts. And I will be there as well, pulling oracle cards and doing some clearing and just helping with making the process through the school year, transitioning from summer to I wanted to say summer to fall for whatever reason, okay? But summer to like just getting back into routine and being able to really navigate, well, like I say all the time, navigate the energies, okay? And navigating the transition and how you can flow through the year in general and make it easier for yourself. And like, I know for myself personally, when my girls were little, and like, that's where I really started down my self-love journey and feeling like there's got to be a better way than this, because I felt like I was so reactive all the time. And by the time I would get my kids to school and everything, like we were all crying some mornings, and or I would come home and I'd be crying because I felt like I was just miserable to myself and to them, and it was just not fun. And so that's why we've decided to team up together and help you with making it easier, because like, it's a lot of work. It is a lot of work to be a parent, or to even just like with everything else that comes with it, all the extra homework, all the extracurricular activities and all of that, and like feeling like there's no time for yourself even, okay? So come and join us, okay? It's a free live event. The link for where Queens Unite is down in my description below, so check that out. If you missed the actual live event, it will be posted in the group until September 4th. All right, so check it out and join us there. I'd love for you to come. So let's see what messages are coming up at this time that we are needing. Oh, can't shuffle cards today for some reason. Okay, well, maybe that's it. I don't always do cards like this, so I'm not really sure why I'm feeling called to do them this way, but well, now I know why I said from summer to fall. And this card just came up recently as well. Okay, so I don't know what is going on, but it must be the energies right now, because the card that we had come out is the Thorn, okay? The first, like for the past 2 days, we have been talking about protection, boundaries. What comes up on here also is clear communication. Okay, and Mercury retrograde affects communication. So about being very clear on where you stand with things and how things are going to go, and also being patient with other people in regards to communication. Okay, and if you're unsure, what's coming up is like asking more questions. 444 on my timer as I said that. Okay, so just establishing like where you stand with things, with boundaries and protecting your energy. that has been coming up so much lately, honestly. We're obviously not getting the memo. So, oh my gosh. Ugh. Okay, here we go. The rose is the queen of all flowers. Her soft and often fragrant bloom takes our breath away from near and far. A bridge between heaven and earth. She has the capacity to act as a portal to our true selves and call our soul more fully into our body. She leaves us in awe, allowing us to experience heaven on earth for a very precious moment. So what is also coming up with that is, like we were talking about, like calling your energy back to yourself. We tend to feel scattered and have our energy everywhere when we're trying to do way too many things at once. Okay. So it's about being focused on the task that you're doing right now and being in the moment. And we do that by, one of the things I like to do is like focus on your breath. Look at your surroundings, being really aware of the things that you can see, hear, like focusing on our senses, smell, taste, touch, okay? Feeling in to your body, like feeling your feet firmly planted on the ground, okay? Bringing all your awareness back to yourself, okay? She leaves us in awe, allowing us to experience heaven on earth for a very precious moment. But the rose is not all gentle and soft. In fact, most roses are armored with spiky thorns and prickles of various shapes and sizes. These sharp protectors act like knights defending their queen. I don't know why I always love, I always love that line. Acting like knights defending their queen. Clearly setting the necessary boundary and conditions for her to do what she was born to do. Okay. We too are like the rose. So often we don't get taught how important clear communication and loving boundaries are in our relationships. Okay. Oh my gosh. When we're not clear on our needs, when we don't communicate them, okay, when we don't take responsibility for them, it's impossible for others to give us what we need, okay? Specifying, like what's coming to mind for myself right now is like me asking my children, like, I need you to do this for me because I do not have the capacity to be exerting myself more than what I am right now. And just laying it out on the line for them. Right? Or just be like, I don't have the energy to put into this right now. I cannot take on any more stuff in this moment, right? And just making it clear to whomever, right? Or I need help with this, that, and the other, or I need like whatever it is. Okay, I need a nap right now because I'm freaking tired. Like, I don't know. Okay, but being clear about that, like explaining, I'm actually like the reason I'm short-tempered right now and I'm being irritable and I'm being this is I'm actually freaking exhausted. Okay, and then honoring that and giving that to yourself. All right, so those are just some things that are coming up to me right now. So just think into that. Communicating our needs and establishing our boundaries allows not just us to feel safe, but those we're in a relationship to feel safe too, okay? So when you let them know what's going on with you internally and why whatever is coming up in that moment, then they are in the know and they can feel safe in that relationship, whatever it may be, okay? Whatever relationship that is, to be like, okay, it's not about me. Then they don't get defensive and they're actually probably show you some consideration and compassion, right? For being grouchy or whatever it is that might be coming up at that time. Okay. So This card delivers the message of the importance of clear communication, boundaries, and taking responsibility for our needs. To be clear with others, we must first be clear with ourselves. Okay? Being honest and truthful with yourself. As opposed to just being like, whatever, I'll just do it and be irritable and whatever else in the meantime. That's not helping anybody. Okay? And then communicate this to our loved ones and the world in a loving, kind way. Okay? So, our soul inquiry is, what loving boundaries are you being called to establish, and how are you being called to communicate clearly to those you're in a relationship with? Okay? And that's any relationship. It doesn't matter. Family, friends, spouse, kids, doesn't matter. Okay? They're all classified as relationships. I think it's really interesting how the cards are very aligned to the cards that we had yesterday as well. So similar messages coming up. The Great Mother, surrender to the mystery, fall into her arms. Surrender to the mystery. Trusting, it was just 11:11 on my timer. Trusting the process. Okay, surrendering, just trusting that everything is unfolding the way it is meant to be. Okay. I feel like there was probably stuff that was coming up with the supermoon, trusting that it is all coming up to be released, surrendering that. Okay. The Great Mother ushered you in when you took your first breath, and she'll be there when you draw your last. She knows how challenging life on earth can be, that at times being human can be painful, lonely, and confusing. Okay? That the polarity and separation can be difficult when your soul remembers the oneness of Source. But at the same time, it can be incredibly glorious and sweet. We often see things as either good or bad. When things go well, we make it mean that everything's okay. And when things don't work out, then perhaps we've done something wrong or have something to fix. We've forgotten that life on earth isn't like that. Polarity is at the core of the earth experience. And it's through the polar extremes that we grow the most. We're not meant to avoid the night, the shadow, and the winter. This seasons. Okay. We are not meant to avoid the night, the shadow, and the winter. This life is but a single breath in the inextinguishable existence of your experience as a soul. Hand over your worries, hurt, sorrow, fears, and doubts to the Great Mother. Yesterday, they were telling us the same thing. Hand that all over. You are fully supported. You are fully protected. Okay. Lay them on her altar. Remember, return to the sureness of the soil. Fall fully into her arms. Okay, the Great Mother. She's beautiful. This is like Mother Gaia getting grounded in with the earth. Right? Spending more time out in nature. Remember that while these extremes are difficult, they can also be magnificent. The unrestrained joy is closer to grief than we think. And perhaps the more wildly the pendulum of your life swings, the more you can say, I have truly lived, right? Like, how would we know pure joy if we'd never felt sorrow, right? How would we know happiness if we'd never felt sadness? How would we know, like, any of that? How would we know love? We wouldn't. And so it's about experiencing all of those emotions and all of those polarities. So the rose transmission, if you want to place your hand on your heart, breathe this in. I am ready to embrace the extremes of my life. I lay all that I'm carrying onto the altar and fall into the Great Mother's arms. Beautiful. So at the beginning of the video, I was talking about sliding back into the school year, which is the event that we are having in where Queens Unite today at 12 p.m. Mountain Standard Time live. All right. And I had said from summer to fall instead of like summer to school. Okay. And we talked about the seasons in here, and here we have trusting the seasons. Okay. Embracing change, cycles of life, transition, and growth. This is why we have all of these beautiful things that happen for us all the time. Okay. We cannot be in a state of like doing constantly. We have to ebb and flow through life. We have to ebb and flow through the seasons, through the changes, through the cycles. We were not meant to stay the same. We were meant to change. Okay. We were meant to transition. Oh my gosh, sorry. Having problems finding this card. So just give me a second. Our disconnection from the earth and her seasons leads us to believe that we should be in full bloom all year round. Absolutely not. Okay? That we should grow without leaving space to cut back. Okay? Think of like flowers and stuff in the fall. You cut them back to make way for new growth in the spring. In the winter, and I'm talking about in Canada, it's not like that. Well, I don't know, everybody has their own season cycle and whatever else, but in the fall we cut things back, right? And then in the winter everything goes into dormancy, it rests and rejuvenates, and then in the spring it comes to life again, right? When we focus on the never-ending bloom, we forget the importance of all of life's phases, right? In the springtime, when the plant comes out, it's not in full bloom immediately. When you plant the seed in the ground, it doesn't sprout up and give us food immediately. Like, it's all about trusting the process, okay? The rose, like all of nature, teaches us this every day. She's forever showing us how to embrace the ever-changing seasons in an ever-changing world. We're not meant to stay the same. Relationships aren't meant to stay the same, okay? But that doesn't mean they have to end. You are able to transition together as long as both people are willing to work towards this, right? Nothing on this planet is meant to stay the same. The seasons teach us that. Night and day teach us that. Time and age teach us that. Birth and death teach us that. Okay? We may return to a place, a person, but things won't be exactly as they were. For everything and everyone is forever changing. Nothing is static. Okay? It's like when you go and visit a place for the first time, and then you decide that you want to go back there again, and you're like, oh, well, it was pretty great, but like it might not have been as amazing, or there might be even better things that you see this time because you see it from like a whole different perspective, right? Not everything is the same. So, change can be scary, for it means surrendering to the unknown of being in the in-between, and being in the in-between can be kind of a awkward place to be, okay? To be not who you were and not quite who you'll become. It requires a trust in the transformation, in the death, in order for the rebirth to occur, and a deep reverence for all the seasons of our life. The more we resist change, the further away we are from who we're becoming. When we embrace change, we embrace life and nature and the forever becoming. So your soul inquiry question is, how can you embrace the changing seasons of your life? Beautiful. Beautiful messages for today. Yet again, similar but a little bit different, okay? If you are looking to join the group, like I said, for the live in Where Queens Unite, the link for that is in the description below, as well as I have Self-Love Queen Academy coming up in the fall, and that is like a deep dive into your self-love journey, and that just may be the transition that you need to flow from one stage of your life into the next, right? Because we like strip away pieces of ourselves that were really not a part of us to begin with. Okay. And so that we discover who we truly are, that beautiful queen that you keep hiding inside for fear of what other people think, or, you know, that you, don't take the action that you want to take and do the things in your life that you want to do for fear of like people pleasing, basically, right? And also we talked about setting boundaries and, you know, being able to feel confident in setting those boundaries and whatever else. So we dive into all of those different aspects in Self-Love Queen Academy. So the link for that is in the description below as well. And please like, share, and subscribe so I can reach a wider, beautiful audience, and share these messages with them, as well as I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day and that I am able to see you in the group later. If not, no worries. Like I said, the link will be, or the live will probably be in the group until September 4th. And so you'll be able to catch it then, as well as many other things that I post in the group all the time. So yeah, other than that, remember, you weren't meant to blend in. You were born to shine. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Take care.